first introduced to TFT, thought field therapy, when I went on a fear of flying course at Dunsfold Aerodrome about 2 years ago, run by Channel 4. I was a bit pessimistic about these things working, as I tried everything from hypnosis to psychologists to batch flower remedies, everything. And when we were taught the method of aversion of this type of phobia, of any phobia, be it frightened of heights, snakes, anything at all, is done by two simple methods of tapping certain pressure points on the body, I was really sceptical. But anyway, here's what you have to do. Let's assume that you're frightened of flying. So what you say is, although you tap on the butt of the hand with two fingers, although I am frightened of flying, I deeply and completely accept myself. Although I'm frightened of flying, I deeply and completely accept myself. You then say flying on that side of the eyebrow, flying on that side of the eyebrow, flying just under the eye, flying just under the nose, flying just under the bottom lip, flying on the collarbone, flying under the arm. As simple as that. But it's not just flying that you're frightened of. If you could imagine a wood of trees that you're trying to push through to avert all these phobias that you have. If you're knocking one down, one's frightened of flying, one is being shut up in confined spaces, so you say, although I'm frightened of being in confined spaces, I deeply and completely accept myself. Although I'm frightened of being in confined spaces, I deeply and completely accept myself. Confined spaces, confined spaces, confined spaces, confined spaces, confined spaces, confined spaces, confined spaces. And you go on like this, being out of control, whatever it is that contributes to that one phobia. It's not just that one phobia, flying, it's being shut in, being out of control, travelling away from home. Just keep tapping away like that. And it won't take days, it will be almost instantaneous that you'll suddenly think to yourself, where's that fear gone from 1 to 10? I don't even feel it at all now, and you can get on an aircraft. But don't forget, you've conditioned yourself over years, me over 60 odd years, that I do not get into lifts, I do not get onto aircraft. I haven't been on a train for 40 odd years. With this tapping, I went on all. I even went on a cruise ship. The last thing I could imagine doing is moving away from the quayside on a cruise ship for 2 or 3 days. So I tapped, although I don't like moving away from the shore, I deeply and completely accept myself. Away from the shore, right the way through. Cruising, although I don't like cruising, etc, etc. And you can do it with stage fright, dentistry, anything. I thought that was a bit bizarre, but the second method is even more bizarre. I thought to myself, this is too much, I'm going to leave this. But apparently this was used on Vietnam veterans that were really traumatised by the war, and it seemed to clear everything up. They seemed to be perfectly normal afterwards. And this is the second one of doing it. You only need these two. The first one we've just done, and I'll recap in a moment. But this one is even more bizarre, but believe me, it works. With the two fingers again, you tap just in the dip between the little finger and the next finger. And you close your eyes, and you open them. You look right down to the right, you look right down to the left, and then you roll them right over to the right, roll them right over to the left, and then this is the piece. You hum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's all there is to it. So we'll recap on both of them. This is all you have to do. Although I'm frightened of flying, tap in there, I deeply and completely accept myself. Although I'm frightened of flying, I deeply and completely accept myself. Frightened of flying, 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 frightened of flying. With the two fingers again, you tap just in the dip between the little finger and the next finger. And you close your eyes, and you open them. You look right down to the right, you look right down to the left, and then you roll them right over to the right, roll them right over to the left, and then this is the piece. You hum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as bizarre as they seem, I know you've probably tried everything, hypnosis, the lot, but try this one and believe me, it works. For dentist appointments, stage fright, heights, I've seen people that were petrified of stepping off the curb go 200 foot in a cage on a crane and swinging and singing. I've seen people that were really frightened, claustrophobia of anything confined, and they were put in a bunker under the airport, doors shut, lights turned out, and they were singing Nellie Dean. It works. Try both of those. That's all you need. Try both of them. Good luck.